Welcome everybody to Rusty Money Gaming here on YouTube, a place where we gather in the barn house for challenges, live streams, let's plays, and more. So I hope you will sit back, relax, and enjoy this next creation by myself, Rusty Money. Welcome everyone as I show you my top 5 small modded tractors for Farming Simulator 22 for all platforms here on PlayStation 5. So each one of these modded tractors are part of the small tractors category in the mod hub as well as in the store on any map that you play in Farming Simulator 22. None of these are in any particular order. They range in various horsepowers, and most of them will have a customization that I always look for when it comes to a tractor being used. I also usually use a lot of modded tractors that are cheap in price but have a decent horsepower. So these may not be some tractors that you would expect to be seen. So I would encourage you to give these tractors a try, as they may be a tractor here that you've never used before or even considered to use. All these are by different modders, and I will try my best to pronounce their name correctly as well as put their name on the screen. You will also see a screenshot of each tractor described, as well as any particular mod that may go with such tractor that is separate. So I do have a top 5, again in no particular order, as well as a +2 over there in those 2 sheds. A little bit of an honorable mention. Now, most of these here, I have used each one. Some of them I have used more than others in different kinds of gameplay, whether it be let's plays, challenges, survivals, multiplayer, whatever it be. But we will get right into it here shortly. These 3 tractors out front are all default tractors made by Giants and available in the store. All the other tractors that you will see are from the mod hub. So don't forget, everybody, when you install your mods to also rate them. But let's get right into it as I proceed to show you what's over there in that first shed there. So we'll get right over there and see what is to come. Alright, well, let's see what's behind this door. Well, the first one in my top 5 is the Deutz D06 series Remake by blauea. A great little small tractor in the mod hub. It comes with a number of different customizations. One that I like is it's got its own modded front loader right there, which will attach to any default front tool attachment, or will also attach to several other modded front tool attachments for front loaders. But you can get this tractor in a couple of different colors, as well as getting dual tires and other sets of wheels. You can get the roll bar up there on the top and a couple of different configurations. You can get it without roll bar. You can get front weight. You can get no front weight. You can get the seat on the side of the fender there. You can get some different exhaust. But let's take a look at this in the store. And before we take a look at it in the store, you will see a screenshot of the description of this tractor in the mod hub. And as we go through these tractors, I'm not going to hit a lot on what all tire customizations there are and everything, so I just would like to encourage you to give some of these modded tractors that are my favorite a chance. So yeah, let's check it in the store. Alright, well, here in the store you have the first version, which is the Deutz D06 series 2-wheel drive. It has a horsepower of 55, which also goes up to 60 horsepower, and also goes 18 miles per hour. But other configurations here, you can see a couple of different designs. There's 3, 2, and back to 1. And the wheels, you can check all those out, but there's a bunch of different variations of wheels: narrow, duals, weights, wides. The roll bar, here we go with design 2, design 1, and no. Exhaust, you got the standard horizontal exhaust there in front of the rear left tire, and then you have vertical, or back to standard. You have the passenger seat, no, left and right, right, left, back to no, and then you have attachers: standard, front weight, wide, standard, back to front weight. You have front loader attacher, no or yes. And then rim color, you have these different colors here. And that is that. You can purchase this tractor for a default value of $10,750. So now we'll take a look at the 4-wheel drive version. So here is the Deutz D06 series 4-wheel drive. Again, 55 horsepower, 18 miles per hour. Will go from 55 to 60 horsepower. Has all the other same configurations, especially one of my go-to customizations, seeing if a tractor has a front loader, and it does. So this tractor here can be purchased for default value of $13,750 for 55 horsepower. So a nice little tractor by blauea. So now we'll move on to the next one. Alright, well, let's see what's behind shed number 2. We have the John Deere 1630 and tools by ARM team, ARM team. So a nice little John Deere tractor with good horsepower for its size, and the horsepower is a little, yeah, it's a little more powerful than what it's rated for, in my opinion. It also has its own custom front loader, and you can get certain attachments for it as well. But let's take a look at this thing in the store, and we'll then move on to the next one. But before we do, you should see a screenshot of the description of this great little John Deere 1630 and tools by ARM team. So we'll see you in the store. All right, here's the John Deere 1630 again with 60 horsepower, and you can get it for $12,000, and it goes 18 miles per hour. You can see here it has a few different customizations. We'll hit on one of these sets of tires. So you've got standard, rear narrow and twin wheels, narrow tires, TM 600, and back to standard. The ones I really like is the rear narrow twin tires here on Trailerborg. And then, of course, one of my favorite things, making sure a tractor has a front loader. And so there you go. You can get a little 60 horsepower tractor at 18 miles an hour for $16,000 with duals on it. And those duals are really handy with this tractor. It's great for stability when you're trying to lift logs or lift anything with the front loader. The front loader capability with this tractor is far more powerful than you would think it would be. So a great tractor. But let's move on to the next one. All right, well, let's see what's behind door number 3. It is the John Deere 4320 by EY Modding in the mod hub. An awesome small tractor mod. I love this thing. It is great. It's got several different tire customizations. It's got a particular custom front loader, but the front loader is a separate mod, and you will see that in this video. It also has got cab or no cab, 2-wheel or 4-wheel drive, duals both rear and front. It's an all-around amazing tractor and great with its horsepower. So before we jump into the store, you should see a screenshot regarding this tractor. So we will see you in the store. All right, here we are in the store looking at the John Deere 4320 by EY Modding. You can buy the default tractor here for $35,000, which you'll get 102 horsepower at 19 miles per hour. A nice little tractor for a cheap price. But this tractor will go from 102 horsepower to 130 horsepower back to 102. So it goes from 102 to 130 with extra power. And only costs $10,000, so $45,000 for 130 horsepower. Not too bad. Now this tractor does have several different wheel configurations, so I'll just stick here in Trailerborg. So we have standard, twin wheels, rear twin wheels, rear twin wheels 4. So you can see that there. wide tires, narrow tires, wheel weights, standard, rear twin wheels, tricycle, rear twin wheels, wide tires, narrow tires, tricycle, wheel weights, tricycle, back to standard. Lots of choices. Now, you can also get standard or cab or canopy. Front fenders, yes or no. Front light, yes or no. Exhaust, you can get standard, chrome stack, or back to standard. Front loader attacher, of course you can get a front loader, a John Deere front loader, or a Hauer, or a Quickie. So you can get the other ones as well. So you just got to make sure that you click on the appropriate front loader if you want one from in the store. But for this, I'm showing you the modded one for this tractor. So now we will move to the next shed and see what the next tractor is. Okay, well, let's see what's behind door number 4. Behind door number 4 is the Massey Ferguson 3600 series 2-wheel drive version by Vinco Mods. So a nice, powerful little 2-wheel drive tractor. You can get a front loader on it, you can get a chrome stack, you can get tinted windows, you can get this customized to several different colors. You have some different wheel choices. A nice tractor for small tractors in the mod hub. And again, all these tractors are found in the small tractor category as well as in the small tractors in the store. So let's take a look and let's show you the screenshot and we'll jump into the store. Alright, in the store here, this Massey Ferguson tractor can be bought for $48,000 default. And can give you 130 horsepower at 24 miles per hour. And this tractor is pretty quick for being 24 miles an hour. It's got a really good shifting transmission in it, so you won't have any problems with it yeah, moving forward. But let's take a look at this a little bit further. So engine setup, you can go from 130 horsepower to 150 to 160 to 170 to 180 to 190 and back to 130. So for 190 horsepower, this tractor is only going to cost you $56,500. A really awesome price for the amount of horsepower. So customizations, wheels, will stick with Lizard here, and just actually let's change that from Lizard to let's see, what do we got here? Trailerborg. Let's see what's in Trailerborg. That's kind of usually my favorite tire. So we got wide tires, rear twin wheels, narrow tires, wide tires 2, wide tires, rear twin wheels, narrow tires, and back around to the beginning of it all. And then we've got windows standard, dark tinted, a medium tint, and a lighter tint to the window. And even lighter, and then back to standard. So you got like 4 different tints to the windows on this tractor. Exhaust, you got standard, exhaust 3, exhaust 2, exhaust 1, back to standard. Weight, you've got no, 400 kg, and back to no. Front loader attacher, of course this has got a front loader. You should know by now that my tractors are going to have front loaders, or most of them will. So we have an option for a front loader hour, quickie, and back to no. And then look at here, we got main colors, and you can have any one of these colors. So how about some hot pink for our friend Looney the Farm Guy? So there you go. We got a Looney the Farm Guy hot pink tractor. Or we could get a RustyMoney color, like one of my favorites. How about purple? Or even a Deutz green. But lots of different colors there. So then you've got rim colors, different rim colors. So really good customizations on this tractor. But this tractor is really, really good. If you haven't tried it, you need to try the Massey Ferguson 3600 series 2-wheel drive version by Vinco Mods. So we will go on to the next one. Alright, well, let's see what's behind door number 5, and then we've got 2 honorable mentions there. And when we get to these 2 honorable mentions, I'm not going to show you a lot of the customizations because I want you to give them a try. And there is a lot of customizations to one of these honorable mentions over here. A lot of customizations and a lot of different styles. So let's move on here to the number 5 shed and see what's in here. We have a little Zetor 62-7745. A really nice tractor by Smety. Not sure how to pronounce that, everybody. So hopefully you saw the name on the screen, or you will see the screenshot of this mod description. But a really nice tractor. I really like this one. I've been using this one in a little bit of a hardcore survival roleplay on the Campaign of France. You can get it colored differently. You can even get a front 3-point as well as have a front loader on this little thing at the same time. You can get some duals. You can get some fender covers. You can get a couple of different styles of exhaust. It ranges in horsepower. It is a neat little tractor. And besides that, it's a Zetor, which I'm not much of a Zetor fan usually. I'm more of a Case IH Massey Ferguson guy with a little bit of John Deere special in my heart as well. But let's check this tractor out in the store. But now you should see a screenshot of this tractor. Alright, well here we go in the store looking at the Zetor 62-7745 by Smety. This thing can be purchased for $10,000 at 59 horsepower for 19 miles per hour. And it is kind of slow at 19, but once you up that horsepower to its highest, this thing has got like a snap when it takes off. It's a great tractor. This thing has a lot of customizations. So I'm just going to highlight a few of my favorites. I'm not even going to dig into the tires on this thing. I'll let you check it out in the mod hub. Now there is another one in the mod hub that looks very similar to this one by a different modder. But just remember, this particular one is by Smitty. So we can go with an engine setup of 59 horsepower to 66 horsepower to 73 horsepower to 81 horsepower back to 59. And then you've got a tremendous amount of wheel choices. We've got Mudguard 1, Mudguard 2 for the rear, Mudguard 3, back to Mudguard 1, and so on. Now, front fenders. We have front fender 1, front fender 2, back to no fenders, and back to front fender 1. Now, our hood. We have hood 1, 2, 3, back to 1. Series. There is 2 UR1, 92 UR1, back to 2 UR1. Cabin. There is BK6211, BK7211, BK6211. Exhaust. You got exhaust 1, 2, back to 1. Design. You have no, 1. Watch the top of the tractor cab. 2, 3, back to no. Then you have beacon, no, yes, back to no. Attachers, you have 140 front weight, 350 front weight, 3-point link, standard, back to 140. Then you have front loader, no, quickie, Howard, back to no. Main colors. You have a main color of this or these. Yellow. Let's go green. Let's go white. How about let's go black? Then you have a design color of let's go white, which is the top of the cab. So let's change that for you to green. Now let's go rim color. We can go red, or let's go black. So some really nice customizations with this tractor. I strongly suggest you to give this a try on some small farming. But now, on to my honorable mentions, everybody. Alright, welcome back, everybody. Let's check out these 2 honorable mentions here. Now, the reason these are honorable mentions is because I gotta be quite honest, I haven't used either one of these 2 very much at all, and I absolutely love these 2 mods, and I can't thank either one of these modders for bringing these two mods to all platforms enough. There is not enough thanks to go into these two mods in particular. Now, the other 5 that you saw, I love them all. And again, I want to thank all those modders for bringing these mods to all platforms as well. If it weren't for all these modders bringing these things to all platforms, us people on console that love Farming Simulator, honestly, probably wouldn't still be playing it. But, these modders, make these, things fun and the game even funner by creating such great mods in the mod hub, especially for all platforms. So thank you again to all of these modders for those top 5 there of mine. But now to these 2 honorable mentions. Now again, these have a lot of customizations, but let's see what's behind door number 1. Behind door number 1, we have the amazing looking International Farmall M by EY Modding. And high fives to EY Modding for bringing this old classic thing to the mod hub for all platforms. Thank you very much. But you can get this thing in tricycle version, which is back here in the corner. You can get this thing with just regular old tractor, tires. You can get it with rear duals. You can get this thing even with the front loader. And this front loader that's on it is just your standard default front loader, colored to red. You can get, this tractor's got some really neat customizations, and it's a really good price for its horsepower. But now you should see a screenshot about this tractor before we jump into the store. Alright, let's take a look at this International Farmall M. You can purchase this thing for $15,000 at 35 horsepower for 15 miles per hour. There is another version of this tractor, which we will see next. This has got some customizations here for engine setup from 35 horsepower to 38 horsepower. To 40 horsepower, to 44 horsepower, to 45 horsepower, to 51 horsepower, making it a Farmall Super M. A really old tractor. I just love the looks of this thing. And it's got several different wheel setups. We'll let you check all of that out. But let's just go through it really quick here. Wheel weights: rear twin wheels, tricycle. Wheel weights 2, rear twin wheels, back to standard. Then you've got mud guards, no. Mud guards, yes, which puts it right beside the tire there. Alright, then you've got attachers, standard, front attacher, 3-point linkage, which then it adds on back here. 3-point linkage, as you can see there. Okay, and then you've got both. You got the front attacher as well as the 3-point linkage. And then back to standard. And then you've got front loader, no, quickie, or back to no. Main colors. I'm a big red fan, but You can paint this thing in demonstrator white, and I just love how that red spits out, just sparkles on that white paint here. Yeah, just really sharp looking tractor right there. But again, let's take all of our customizations off here. Well, we'll just leave it there as a Super M for 7,000. Let's put a front loader on it for 500. So you can buy a 51 horsepower tractor for 22,500 for 15 miles an hour. And this thing's actually got some really good horsepower for what it's rated at. So, yeah, you need to check this one out in the mod hub. But now, let's look at the other version. All right, here we go. Here is the International Farmall MV. $12,000 for 25 horsepower at 15 miles per hour. You can get an engine setup upgrade for 33 horsepower, 35 horsepower, 40 horsepower, 41 horsepower, 47 horsepower, back to 25. So the most horsepower the Farmall MV has is 47 compared to the Super M at 51. So now, wheel setups, you got standard wheel weights, rear twin wheels, back to standard. We got no mud guards or mud guards. We got attachers, same thing again, front attacher, 3-point linkage, or back to both there, back to standard. Alright, then we got front loader attacher, no quickie. Main colors, again, we can get that sparkly white with that accent of red there. I just love that white on this tractor. But a really nice tractor that you can get 47 horsepower with the front loader at 19,500 for 47 horsepower. Great purchase, everybody. Check it out in the mod hub by EY Modding. Let's move to my second honorable mention, the last of my top 5 small modded tractors plus 2. Alright, everybody, well, here is our last door, the second of my honorable mention, and the last one to look at of all of these great small tractors from the mod hub by Modders for Farming Simulator 22. Now, before we move into this last one, I will state I hope to, or plan to at some point, to do a separate small tractors top 5 of what was created by giants. I want to keep those tractors by giant software separate from these here made by other modders. So let's take a look at this one here. What's behind the last door? Behind the last door is this beautiful looking little Massey Ferguson Small Classics by PeterJ. This is an amazing little tractor. Several different versions of it. Tons of customizations. But the reason I chose this as an honorable mention is because this one right here reminds me of the old Ferguson pack from FS19, the old TEA20 tractor. But let's go ahead and look at PeterJ's Massey Ferguson Small Classics in the store. Because you can not only get this in an orchard tractor, you can not only get this with a front loader, you can get it with the cab, a set of duals, you can get a front weight, you can get numerous different options. But you should see a screenshot now before we jump into the store. Alright, here we are taking a look at the last small tractor, and I'm going to look at it in this menu here to start with. The reason I didn't show you all this before is because I kind of wanted to leave it a surprise as to what the other ones were, because if I would have looked at the other ones like this, you would have saw the other ones I chose. So since this is the last one, we're going to do it this way, as well as highlight some things on each one of these. But let's take a look here. If you install the Massey Ferguson Small Classics tractors by PeterJ, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 different tractors. 4 different tractor styles for this small classic. So you have the Massey Ferguson 35 series for $4,750, which ranges in 37 to 45 horsepower at 21 miles per hour default. You have the Massey Ferguson 103 cylinder series for $7,850 for 38 to 49 horsepower at 21 miles per hour. Then you have the Massey Ferguson 203 cylinder series for $10,700 for 38 to 57 horsepower at 21 miles per hour. Then you have this nice little orchard tractor, Massey Ferguson 240 version for $12,500 for 47 to 60 horsepower at 21 miles per hour. So let's take a quick look at the little 35 series. So you can go from 37 horsepower to 42 horsepower to 45 to multi-power 45 back to 37. You have several different wheel brands. We'll let you look at that. You can get a roll bar or no. You can get a toolbox there on the side of the tractor. Exhaust, you can have horizontal exhaust, which you can see it right there. It's white in color coming off this side of the tractor, or you can go vertical or back to horizontal. Right, and then you've got swinging sway bar, which is what it's on right now, or pickup hitch, back to swinging sway bar. Then you have front loader attacher, no, or you can get lizard front loader special for this tractor. Design color changes that exhaust, the end of the exhaust there, from black back to white, from white back to black. And then you have license plate, but I didn't show you any of the license plates on the other ones. Not really. The license plates don't mean much to me. I just like having the tractors. So, yeah, that is the little 35 series. Let's look at another one. So then we have the Massey Ferguson 103 cylinder series, 38 horsepower. Oops. To multi-power 38 to 45 to multi-power 45 to 49, multi-power 49 to 38. And then you have these optionals here: standard, front guard, front weights, 200 kg weight, back to standard. Several different wheel brands. You have some different fenders for the tires. You have different styles of headlights, standard or off to the side. Exhaust, you have the horizontal exhaust there on the side, or you can go vertical, back to horizontal. Front loader attacher, of course, you can get the Lizard front loader that's modded for this tractor. Design color changes the exhaust again. Rim color, you can put the red rims on it. And that is that one. So now let's look at the next. The 200 3-cylinder series. Engine 38 horsepower to 47 to 49 to 57 to 38 again. Options: standard, 216 kg weight, front guard, back to standard. Different wheel brands. You can get different fenders. You can get the horizontal or vertical exhaust. You have swinging sway bar or pickup hitch. And linkage drawbar, you have no or yes. No or yes. And then you have beacon. You can put a beacon on the fender there. Hydraulic spools, standard or 2 spools, single action. Front loader attacher, Massey Ferguson front loader attacher, or no. And that is that. Now let's look at the last one. The 240 version. We have the narrow orchard high clearance 240S 4-wheel drive conversion, disc brakes, 240 turbo, silver edition, pennant pedals, 4-wheel drive version, back to narrow, back to orchard. Options: front toe pin, front guard, front weights. You have swinging sway bar, or swinging drawbar, I mean, pickup hitch, linkage drawbar, no or yes. Hydraulic spools, again, standard or 2 spools, single action, or double action, back to standard. So a neat little tractor. But check out the Massey Ferguson Small Classic by PeterJ. Alright everybody, well, I hope you all enjoyed my top 5 small modded tractors plus 2 from the small tractors category in the mod hub for Farming Simulator 22 here on PlayStation 5. If you liked this, please drop me a tasty treat on that like button, which is better known by myself as a cop battery and by you all people as a delicious donut. Don't forget to leave us a comment in the comment section, and please share a box of donuts by sharing the videos from the channel with all your friends and family. But now, I challenge all of my great friends in Farming Simulator 22, like Crustu, Milk That Hen, Bruce's Gaming, Farmer Cop, Argsy Gaming, all you great people, like also Gaming Joy. Whoever else would like to join me in showing me their top 5 small modded tractors in the Mod Hub. Thank you, everybody. See you on the flip side.
PlayStation